other gods before me.
Welcome back to another edition of Mythical Beings and Deities. On this show, I will venture throughout time and history to discuss a wide range of deities which have been worshipped, praised, and had stories told on their behalf from all over the world. Hope you enjoy this segment and leave a comment below if you have any suggestions or deities you'd like us to discuss. On today's episode, we'll be discussing Ochosi, the mystical hunter warrior, the Orisha of justice. Ochosi is an Orisha of the Yoruba religion in West Africa. The Orisha, Ochosi, is venerated in the Yoruba culture, the Homi mythology, Vodun, Santeria, Candomblé, Haitian Vodou, and Umbanda practices. All these practices come from places such as Nigeria, Benin, Brazil, and Haiti. However, its origins and birth come from the Yoruba people of Nigeria. Now, if learning from your mistakes was a person, that person would be Ochosi, and you will soon learn why. Ochosi is the spirit associated with hunting, forests, animals, justice, and an abundance of wealth. He is the spirit of the daily meals we eat every day, because it is he who provides food for the gods while out hunting in the celestial forest. He is associated with lightness, shrewdness, wisdom, and he is very crafty when it comes to hunting. He is the Orisha of thought, contemplation, action, loving fine arts and beautiful things of earthly and heavenly nature. He hunts with a special bow and arrow called an offer, hunting for good influences and righteous energies. Animals sacrificed to Ochosi are goats, cooked pig, and guinea fowl. The salutation of Ochosi in Yoruba tradition is Eku Aro, meaning good afternoon, and other greetings which may come to light in the future. Ochosi's consecrated day is Thursday. His ritual color garment is blue. Sacred food to honor Ochosi is maize cooked with coconut, black beans, yams, and roasted cowpeas, and he wears a necklace with blue beads. Ochosi has an archetype of power and dominance. His symbols are the bow and arrow. Ochosi is also syncretized with Saint Sebastian in the Rio de Janeiro region, who is the patron saint of the city. Ochosi, also spelled as Oxosi, is a supreme stealthy hunter who lives in the woods. He is not only known for his excellent hunting skills, but he is also a warrior with excellent arrow skills, a top-tier marksman, and a magician with a mystical foresight and shamanistic powers. Ochosi is also the spirit of justice and the defender/patriot of those who have had great injustice served upon them. Ochosi, during his time on earth, was only a mortal man, a huntsman that became an Orisha. According to a sacred story, also known as the Pataki, Ochosi was once given a task by Elegua Eshu. Elegua, also known as a trickster, but a powerful Orisha. Elegua asked Ochosi to hunt a rare bird for a ruler. A ruler is a wise spirit, an Orisha that can see the future. A ruler wanted the rare bird as a gift for the mighty Orisha Olofi. Olofi is one of the three manifestations of the Supreme Creator in the Yoruba religion. Ochosi agreed, and without even knowing, the spirits/Orishas were already putting Ochosi to the test. Now, since Ochosi was a skilled hunter and had no problems finding his prey, he agreed and caught the rare bird in a matter of minutes. He caged it and brought it back home. Immediately thereafter, he informed Orula that he had caught the bird. However, unlike Ochosi, Orula had foreseen the events that was to unfold. As Ochosi went out, his mother came home to find the rare bird in a cage and thought that Ochosi had caught it for dinner. She then killed the bird and seasoned it well. She then went out to the local market to buy some more ingredients to cook it with. During this time, Ochosi came home to find that the bird had been killed, to his great disbelief and anger. However, he had no time to worry about who killed the rare bird, because he had already informed the ruler that he caught the rare bird earlier. So with his quick thinking, he went out to catch another one of those rare birds, and he was successful again. Ochosi then accompanied Orula and gave the bird to Olofi. Olofi was so delighted with the gift that he gave Ochosi a crown and made him an Orisha right there on the spot. Olofi then asked Ochosi whether there was anything else he wished for. Ochosi demanded justice and asked to shoot an arrow into the air and have it pierce the heart of whoever killed the first bird he caught. Now, since Olofi was all-knowing, he asked Ochosi whether he was sure that this is what he wanted. Ochosi replied in the affirmative, saying that he wanted justice. Olofi granted his wish, and as soon as Ochosi shot an arrow into the air, he heard his mother scream and cry out in pain. All of a sudden, Ochosi realized what he had done. He was disheartened, but he knew that justice had been served. This is why Olofi made it Ochosi's task to hunt for the truth and serve the sentence to whomever and wherever he goes. There are also many stories and myths regarding Ochosi and well other known Orishas. It is said that Ochosi lives in an iron cauldron with Ogun, the Orisha of iron and war. This special cauldron is placed next to Elegua, a trickster god of knowledge and wisdom. Most Patakis say that Ogun, Elegua, and Ochosi are brothers, but they may have different mothers and fathers. For example, Yemaya is often mentioned as Ochosi's mother, whereas Yemu, also known as Yembo, is the mother of Elegua and Ogun. According to some folklore myths, Ogun and Ochosi weren't always on friendly terms, but they came to an understanding that they needed each other and made a pact to always work together. When the earth was first formed, there were so many forests that Ochosi had a hard time getting to his prey when he hunted. His arrow never missed the mark, but there were no paths or clearings, so he couldn't reach to the animal he had killed, and he ended every hunt with no food. Ogun had a similar problem. He was great at making metal traps, but he could never catch anything in the traps. Each one went to complain to Orula about their problems, and Orula suggested they go individually to make ebo, which is an offering. In the forest, they ran into each other while they were going to make an offering, and they started to talk. Soon they realized that together they could do much more than they even could do alone. Ochosi could hunt and kill animals for food, and Ogun could use his machete to clear the path. This way, Ochosi could reach his prey and he could share the food with Ogun. This explains why Ochosi and Ogun are inseparable. Ochosi is one of the four warriors, with Elegua, Ogun, and Oshun. These days are Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. and the 4th day of every month. Ochosi's symbol is a crossbow and arrow. These tools include 3 arrows, 3 hunting dogs, a small mirror, a piece of stag's horn, a fishing hook, and a scalpel, which makes his protection important for people undergoing surgery. He's also the owner of all kinds of hunting birds, like falcons and hawks, and he looks after wildlife in general. Some also say he's the patron of those who work with dogs, and he measures out justice to those who mistreat dogs. The eleki for Ochosi is usually blue and yellow, sometimes with green, coral or amber beads. His numbers are 3, 4 and 7. He's syncretized in the Catholic religion with Saint Norbert. His feast day is June 6. Ochosi's children are quick on their feet, have excellent reflexes, are sharp and attentive, fully intuitive. They love change and new adventures. Sometimes they have a desire to wander, but normally they enjoy family life and are hospitable to others. Ochosi's children are trustworthy and truthful. Offerings for Ochosi is often left in front of a jail or a courthouse. In order to petition Ochosi for justice, the seeker must be in the right. This is to say, someone who has been falsely accused or is being victimized by a wrongdoer can ask Ochosi for intervention, and Ochosi will deliver swift justice. If you enjoy this content and would like to hear more information on other deities, it would be an honor if you please leave a like or comment below. Please do subscribe and turn on your notifications and be up to date with all the latest content on this subject. This is Mythical Beings and Deities. Thanks for watching. Until next time.